He gonna connect. Kenton.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your ethnicity?
Oh, I'm a West Indian.
All right. You want to address the prompt?
Well, really and truly, I really love what you guys are saying. I love the way you're defending, your birthright, your existence, and, for others not to infringe on, what you are, trying to pretend to be you, to overthrow you some way, shape, or form. I'm loving it. I love the way you stand your ground, against these people that cosplaying the American Negroes, you know, and you have to stand strong, and I'm loving it. They're trying the same thing. You see, I'm from the Isle of Jamaica, and I have very strong bloodline on the mainland as well. You see, and I see the Pan Africans are moving into Jamaica too, trying to overthrow us, with a Pan African story. You know, uh, I just hate to see even the Rasta colors and all that stuff going on in Jamaica. They're trying to overthrow my tribal people now. You call them the Maroons, and they're coming in with their hism and schism, and they pretending to do this and pretending to be that, with their special funding organizations behind them, and they're dangerous. I see the two most dangerous people to the American Negroes, aka the American Indians, which is the indigenous people of the Americas, not only the United States, but all of the Americas. I see the most dangerous people to them are the Africans and the Pan Africans. The Pan Africans are their leaders because they're the ones that are educating them. They're the ones that set up their institutions in all of West Africa and educate them into this paradigm. And now it's coming into fruition where we have to defend ourselves, and if we have to defend ourselves by with the story, we gotta use songs, we gotta sing and dance ourselves out of it, you know. The way a lot of us sing and dance ourselves into pretending to be Africans, so we have to use the same method and get out of it, because if you can't take the story home to your parents, it's not yours. You got to leave it at the door. I can't take a story home to my parents talking about, oh, we're Africans and we came from Africa. You crazy? You got to leave that with the boys on the streets.
Wait a minute,
You know?
Kenton, your time ran out, but I'm quite sure some people with some questions for you, and I know I got some. So my
Sure.
first question, Kenton, and thank you for coming to my space. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Let me ask you
Yes.
something. So do Africans try to tell you you come from Africa?
Of course. Many times.
So
They
how
even tried. They even tried to recruit me when I used to live in New York.
recruit you into what?
Into being a Pan African. Uh,
And how they do that? How does those steps go?
well, they come around and they give you stories and they pretend. The Moors try to recruit me too, and because when they see, especially, they think you're ignorant, you know, to certain things, and they try to come and educate you like they're providing you with some form of education, But I am very rooted into my cultural existence, but they don't know that. You see, because my parents has very, certain position in society in Jamaica, and not only in Jamaica but also on the mainland here, but they don't know that. And you see, I'm a barber too. I've been a barber for 40 years. And I work between New York, Florida, and Jamaica so many years. And I've seen and I've heard so much things. And I tell you, it is serious. You see, the war is on. You see? So, any other question for me?
Yep, I do. So people tell us every day our movement, the delineation movement, is only on TikTok. How did you know we were delineating?
Of course, yes. I remember years ago, I started running across, some YouTube and stuff like that, and the first some guy's name, uh, what's his name? Um,
It's
on
okay.
yeah, but it's been going on for a while because people are realizing that people are trying to conquer us, and they're trying to conquer us to benefit. So they want to trade place with you because they understand what you have. You see, even my children, I raised them. I said, listen, we are immortal. Don't you ever go to bed with a mortal has nothing to give you, because guess what? I have many children, and I never has a child with a woman that has nothing to offer in terms of
Wait a minute,
what I yeah.
hold on, Kenton, because we gotta. Let me ask you something else. So,
Yes.
what is the relationship with you? Say you West Indies. What's the relationship
Yeah,
with
West
West?
Indian, yes.
Yeah, with West Indians. So have you ever heard of the Reverend Ike?
No.
Oh, okay. So anyway, what's the relationship with West Indies? And Africans.
Ah, a lot of West Indians went to set up the colonies over there in the 1700s and 1800s. You see, my family, a military family, and we brought, we're what you call the colonials from the 13 colonies. We're the ones that set up all these territories, you see, and civilized these people. So the first company that went in was a Sierra Leone company. My family bloodline is directly involved with the Sierra Leone company that went into Sierra Leone and then later into Ghana. And we set up all those territories and educate those people. And it is so surprisingly to see those people coming here now acting like they're more educated than us. So they never know that they were Africans until we told them that they're Africans. And everything African came out of central London. You see? Everything African, even their language they speak, was developed in London. All of it, with the help of the University of Chicago. So, you see, they don't know these things. And you let them talk, They're just talking to get a payday, you know. So the Pan Africans put them up to it. They're just minions running around.
Okay, hold on. Anybody else got any questions for Kenton?
I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when he started talking about those Pan Africans and Moorish temple people up there in New York.
Yes.
I have it on good authority that don't they have like different HQs set up around New York in order to try to indoctrinate people into that kind of stuff or something like that? And I'm not bashing nobody. If whatever you believe in is whatever you believe in, but
Yes, they have science temple set up in New York and New Jersey.
and they
And
try to like get the youth to come over there and try to get them
yes,
early,
they
pretty
try to
much.
get the youths. Yeah, but first place, you see where they have to go to indoctrinate the youngsters are in the penal system, in the prisons. So they start indoctrinating them. You see, these kids went in as Christians and came back out as Muslim, Kemetic, Moors, and all other kind of stuff. So when they go inside there, that's where they get them and provide them with a false sense of security, and they indoctrinate them there. And then they turn them into agents and send them out, to do work within the community. You understand me? So it's a program they're running, and it's well funded. You see? So it's a I'll call them a low level military, if you understand what I mean. These are groups that were created to indoctrinate the American Negroes, not only to indoctrinate them, but to inveigle them to get into trouble. So
Are
the
you
system,
are you
so
do
the
you
system can
consider
get
your
them. Huh?
do you consider yourself an American Negro?
I am an American by blood
An
and everything.
American Negro?
Yes, I am an American Indian.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Who
American, go
makes
ahead.
Go
Yes,
ahead,
a
my
West
bad.
Indian. I am a
Okay,
West
so he's
Indian.
not okay. I thought he was an African because I was going to ask him if they claim the Anu people in Japan, the indigenous Anu people, they are black people, but he's not. So
No,
yeah, okay.
I am all
I got one more
American.
question for him. That was a great question, American, as well, because I don't know how that slipped my mind all these months. But one
Oh,
more
I got
question.
some heat for they behinds.
I got one more question for Kenton Reed. How do you feel about Westmore trying to tether on to calling himself a Black American? He claimed that on his genealogy, his grandfather came from South Carolina and got ran out of South Carolina by the KKK, even though most of us have some kind of ancestry to South Carolina or near it, and we don't have stories like that. So how do you feel about him trying to claim to be us, even though he's clearly a Jamaican?
Well, Jamaican is a nationality. Anybody can be a Jamaican, but not anybody can be a West Indian. I'm a West Indian first before I'm a Jamaican. I was born in the Isle of Jamaica, the Summer Isle, the Isle of the Indies. But my family blood runs very deep within the 13 colonies. You see? Not only in the 13 colonies, but also over there in what you call the Washington area, Washington State, and over there in Victoria.
Okay, so do other people know about the American Indian?
Of course.
Why do Africans, Caribbeans, a lot of them,
Uh,
you a rare one. Why do they all come over here and tell us we black people wasn't here in the United States already? We all came from
yeah, it is
the
so
slave
funny.
ships.
You know, it is so funny though. In Jamaica, to call a person black, it is derogatory. Is when you're talking down to a person, you call them black. I don't know why they come here and pretend. You know, they come in cosplay and pretend. They don't understand certain things. But when they becomes a member of a certain political group, that's how they started to move. They've been programmed, you know, to speak certain way, But in Jamaica, we don't say we're black. I mean, if you're gonna call a person black, is gonna be like an individual because of his dark complexion. You might call him blacker or blacks. But to say that you're gonna call a whole group of people black and say that they're black people, no, we don't do that. No,
Okay,
no. It doesn't work like that,
all right.
because it's a derogatory term. We know the term
Well,
is derogatory.
some of us, like, I'm proud to be a black American. You know,
Yes, and listen, that is when you differentiate yourself now. Because let me tell you something. What we call so-called Black American in Jamaica. You see, I'm from a tourist resort area of Jamaica, and when we see Black Americans, what we call Black Americans, we call them Yankee.
yeah, we know y'all do.
Yes, and you know the reason why we call Black American Yankee?
Why?
Because the Black Americans are the Yankees that came south. We know that they are the military force that came south with the Union. You understand what I'm saying? So we never call a white person a Yankee. Never. We call a white person what we call a white person a European. We don't see them from the Americas. We never see white people from the Americas. We see
So
them coming from Europe.
So why y'all don't call us just American? If y'all call European white people Europeans, how we get Yankee instead of
Well,
American?
because we know who the Yankee are.
We
The
don't
Yankee
like
do.
being called Yankee, just to let you know.
You like being called a Yankee?
No, we don't. We don't think
Because you're
highly of
from
it
the
at all.
South. Because
Huh?
you're from the South. You're from the South,
I
right?
don't know. No, I don't. I'm from Detroit, but my
Yeah, but
people
the
from the South.
Yankees, but
But
we
no,
know the Yankees are
I
the
know,
true
but
military
I know,
that
but I'm
came
telling
south.
you, I know, but I'm trying to tell you, Black Americans do not like to be called Yankee.
Well, living in New York, most of the guys in New York say, "Man, I'm young." Even the young. I mean, even the kind of English they speak,
And you
they
know
say they're
what?
Yankee.
Thank you for saying that, because sometimes I gotta say it be our own people adding to the stereotypes and the demands of their own people.
Yes,
So I
but
don't know who told you that, because it's more Black Americans live outside of New York.
yes,
So when you in these highly immigrated places,
yes.
that's them. I don't
No,
know.
no, I'm not talking about immigration now.
No,
People that are immigrants.
I'm talking about the Black people who grow up around highly immigrated populations.
Yes,
Most Black Americans, they don't grow up like that. They don't
yes,
grow
but
up with
remember,
immigrants.
I know the Yankees. Most Jamaican know the Yankees are the indigenous people. The Yankees are the Indians of the North that came south. That's why they always have a feather on a pony. We know it.
But let me tell you how people from the Caribbean use it. They say stay away from the Yank.
Listen,
Don't date the Yank. It's always negative. It's
yes,
nothing like what you
yeah,
saying.
but
So we
guess
don't
what?
like it.
I heard that too. You see? Now, I lived in New York for some years. I'm a barber. I'm a master barber of the state of New York. And my best friends that I worked with are all Black American. Their families from the South. They just grew up in the North. And they tell me stories about the South all the time. You see? And guess what? We break bread very well.
So you asked me if I was from the South because of the Civil War as far as Yankees and Confederates. So since I
Yes.
don't like Yankee, you think I support the Confederate? Nah, don't try it. Nah, that ain't got nothing to do with it. I just put two and two
Yeah,
together.
but we know, but we know who the true Yankees are. The Yankees
Words, Miss
are,
Love, it's a derogatory term. You put the
yes,
math
we don't
together.
see the derogatory term when we say Yankee.
Yes,
It's a
it is,
derogatory term.
because
Seriously.
I know. I'm just okay. Let's just move on.
Yes, because right there we're saying that you are the owner of the land. We never call you African American. We will
So
never do that.
what y'all call the Black Americans from the South then?
We call them Yankee too.
Okay. All right. Well,
We
thank
call,
you so much, Kenton.
yeah, for real. That's what we
Say
do. We
something.
call all of you Yankees. So, even my children, they say, "Daddy, you think I'm a Yankee now? You think I'm Yankee now?"
Okay,
I say, "Oh,
listen. Are you
Shimon."
gonna please? Are you gonna move forward with calling people Yankee, or are you gonna keep doing it?
Well, you think it's derogatory?
Do panel? Can y'all Black Americans unmute? Do y'all like being called Yankee?
Uh, can I?
Hell
Can I?
no.
Can,
I
Oh,
mean,
you
you
call me
don't
a
want to take
Yankee, and
time from
I'm
the road and
very
stop doing it. You
offended.
just keep on doing it.
Why
well,
would you keep saying something that we? I don't know.
well,
You right, America.
Chat, Black Americans. Do y'all want to be called Yank or Yankee?
No,
Is that a
no,
respectable? Is that a positive, respectable term to y'all? How
I
not
does
the
that
don't.
way they.
do that make y'all feel good when people label you that? Okay, well there you go. So it's up to you now to
No,
I
continue
no,
to
no,
don't.
no,
call.
no. I mean,
I
if
don't
you
want to be.
because you see, even
Wait
in
a minute,
Jamaica,
Kenton. Hold on, Kenton. Go ahead, Pharaoh.
Uh, I don't. I don't. I don't want to be called Yankee, and because of what it really means. But I get what he's saying. He's saying that back in the past, we rolled down on there as indigenous people. Now that's something I never heard before. And that's something that I'm gonna have to research and look up. But he's saying that we rode down there on horses with feathers, and they
right there,
called us Yankees.
yes,
And I don't know how, I don't
yes.
know where he
Was
got
this
that
back in
from.
the indigenous days,
Yeah, you
Kenton?
say Yankee. Okay, this is a song. Yankee Doodle come to town riding on a pony. There's a
Hell no.
feather in his
Oh
head, they
no, no,
call it
no, sir. You're not gonna do
macaroni.
that. That's not what that song was about. Go
Now
ahead,
what
Miss
happened?
Yeah,
Georgia.
I don't know where
But
he getting that
no,
from.
but
I've
that's a
never heard
song.
that before.
Yeah, but
Hold
that's a
on, let me
song
see
that they
something real
made
quick.
up.
Sorry, Mr. Kenton. Hold on, let me see something. Miss Georgia, King Pharaoh. No, that song Yankee Doodle went to town. Do y'all know the origins of it? Because I don't want people to just say I'm a liar.
Yeah, no, I've heard of it.
I don't know the origins, but it doesn't have to do with that. It goes back to like the revolution. It goes back.
Exactly. Thank you. There you go. It goes
Yeah.
back to the
Yeah.
Revolutionary WAR.
I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Mr.
what he
King.
was getting at. I think that's what he was saying.
He said the civil WAR. His
Are
math
you
ain't
talking
mathing.
about the civil when are you talking about, Mr. Kenton?
This was a Revolutionary War.
Okay.
And all right, we can move on. I don't.
The Yankee, the who was the Union?
He's telling the truth. I know what he's talking about,
Who was the
but we
Yeah,
don't.
Union? The Union
I
came.
remember
That
Yankee is
it.
was the
I
Union.
remember.
disrespectful
Wait a
regardless.
minute. What the hell? Just like they start saying the Yankee Doodle story,
The
Yankee
Union
Doodle
beat the
story.
British, right?
I
The
know
Union beat the
exactly
British.
what you. Stop screaming. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about, but we don't want to be called that. We ain't no damn Yankees. We don't
Right.
want to be called that.
And as a Southern person, from the Southern people call the Northern people in the United States Yankees.
Right.
So it don't fit for all the black folk, because for us, and we don't use it. It's pretty much a YT term. Black folk ain't calling other black folk up, generally speaking, Yankees, but the YT people down here call the YT people from up north Yankees. So that's why it's kind of like, we don't want to be called that.